Hello guys, my name's Eaton and welcome to a new video. This is where I do react to my table prediction. But first of all, I'll be going through my score predictions. So last week, I had a quite a decent week. I did get 3 exact scores and 3 yellows. It's quite weird seeing all red and greens. Still quite a lot of reds however. I did get 29 actual scores and 9 points for this week. Last week there weren't any top comers as I was the top commenter technically with 9 points, and I do grab the crown. I think it's actually like the third time that's happened. It's a shame it's not a proper score prediction episode this. Others include Ben Hayden, Eddie Francis, Bolham, Welcome to the League, Pat and Stacey Mortimer, all on others. Anyway, the final standings, Simon Roberts obviously did win the league by over 22 points. I'm just happy to get in a 200 mark and finish in second ahead of Lennon X Plays by 1 point. Anyway, let's go back to my table reaction. So let's get straight on to it then. So 20th place I did go was Fulham. Not a too bad prediction. I was 2 places off from getting them correct. So yeah, and 1 or 2 surprise that Fulham went down. But as always bound to go down being one of them yo-yo teams will always jump between the Championship and the Premier League. So 1 or 2 surprised to see him finish last. So not too bad prediction. I predicted him get relegated, but I did predict him finish 18th and I finished 20th. So not too bad prediction there. Yeah, 19th. Well, to be honest, I think everyone predicted Aston Villa to go down in this season. Based on last season, they literally had a worse defensive side in the league. They conceded the most goals. But this season, literally the other end of the story, they brought Emi Martinez in from Arsenal, and somehow they really improved defensive wise, and they somehow got a 7-0 thrashing against Liverpool, which is a bit weird, but yeah, I predicted them 19th. Yeah, they actually finished 11th, so yeah, quite far off from getting that one. 18th I went for was West Brom. Not too bad. I was only 1 off. Of course, there is 19th place I finished, so 1 too far off. Not a too bad prediction. Yeah, they had not a too bad season. Well, there's literally only a one-man team or Pereira. All the other West Brom players didn't turn up and they really struggled. And I think especially with other fans, they missed the fans more than anything. And Sam Dice got him in about 2 months ago. But even he couldn't save West Brom from going back down to a championship. I predicted them 18th and they actually finished 19th. So not too bad there. 17th, just outside relegation zone, I went for Crystal Palace. I did say in my other prediction that Roy Hodgson's football is always boring, which pretty much was spot on, but I didn't do too bad. Christian Benteke kind of went a bit on form towards the end of the season, and with Eze and Saha on the team, they actually played some decent football to Crystal Palace, and yeah, not too bad prediction. I'd still got like a yellow, but I'm 3 places off from getting them, so they actually finished 14th in the league, and I predicted 17th. 16th I went for was West Ham. Yeah, I was nowhere near off this. Jesse Lingard this season was on a different planet, and on loan from Man United, he literally changed West Ham completely. One of their best players this season for a mile. So I believe him 16th and it actually finished 6th, so yeah, quite far off. 15th I went for was Brighton. Only 1 place off, they actually finished 16th. I don't see how Brighton do it. I think Graham Potter, he's got experience in the league and improved again. Brighton. Neil Maupay didn't really score much. It's just they always got a lot of odd draws. I think they got a good win against Liverpool, or pretty much got their safety, and they're just hanging towards the edge of relegation zone. I don't think they actually went in the relegation zone this season, but they're always just outside the places. Yes, and they stayed up at the end of the day, so fair play to them. It's not bad. I predicted them 15th and they actually finished 16th. 14th I went for was Newcastle United with Steve Bruce. Yeah, not too bad. I did a prediction same time as Callum Wilson and Ryan Fraser signed. I don't think Ryan Fraser actually played much for Newcastle this season. Meanwhile, Callum Wilson, he was getting most of the goals. Uh, yeah, so even Newcastle were a bit like playing a bit like Brighton, always fight for draws, especially against the top six sides. And yeah, Newcastle did stay up as well. I predicted them 14th, and they actually finished in 16th. So, 13th I went for was Burnley. Yeah, quite a far off. They actually finished in 16th, I believe. Yeah. Yeah, Burnley only just stayed up. They're literally on the edge of a relegation zone. Sorry, I actually finished 15th. Yeah, I actually finished 17th, sorry. My apologies. Edge of relegation zone, not a too bad season for Burnley, but they just again towards the edge of relegation zone. I believe them 13th, and of course they finished in 17th. 12th I went for was Sheffield United. Yeah, I don't know why I placed them that high. Also had a really decent season last, and I thought, you know what, they're gonna probably do it again, go towards the mid-table, and Chris Wilder probably have more experience of the league and knows how the Premier League works. But yeah, it wasn't the case. Sheffield United had a diabolic season, finishing bottom of the table. I think they're missing the fans more than anything because in that last Premier League game against, I believe, Burnley, they did actually win 1-0 with the fans back. So I think they were missing the fans more than anything with Sheffield United. I believe them 12th and they actually finished in 20th. Leeds United, I predicted, were in 11th. They actually finished 9th. A really decent season for Leeds. They played really exciting football, I thought, especially towards the beginning of the season. That Liverpool game, first of all, was really good. Yeah, they've had quite a decent season, I had to say, really good attacking wise. And Stuart Dallas, Patrick Bamford, all working really good for Leeds. And with Bielsa's type of football, I can imagine them probably staying up again next season. I predicted them 11th and they actually finished 9th, so not a too bad prediction. 10th, Southampton, yeah, they actually finished in 15th. Yeah, not a too bad prediction. Well, kind of terrible. It was a red at the end of the day, but yeah, they definitely had potential, Southampton. I think they're bad defensive wise, because they had like attacking threats of course, Danny Ings, but he kept on having some injury problems. Same with James Ward-Prowse as well. Two of the key assets always had them injury problems throughout the season. And when them two players weren't playing, they always pretty much got thrashed. So I think they need James Ward-Prowse and Danny Ings to have a chance of doing decent Southampton. So I predicted them in 10th and I actually finished in 15th. 9th I went for was Everton. They actually finished in 8th. So quite a decent season. I said I pretty much got my prediction right. I did say they was go to obviously had a really strong squad with, of course, James Rodriguez and Calvert-Lewin, who pretty much was at the top of the table towards the beginning of the season. And of course, they did fall apart again. I think Calvert-Lewin did get injured a couple of times. Same with James Rodriguez. Always injury problems for these type of teams, and Everton just went downhill from there. James was out for at least about a month or so, and yeah, Everton just went fully downhill. But they still finish obviously in the top half. I predicted them in 9th, and they actually finished mid-table. 8th I went for were Leicester. They actually had a decent season and actually finished in 5th place. Yeah, they did win the FA Cup, of course, with that Tiedeman's stunning goal. Yeah, a really decent season for Leicester. I'm sure most of you Leicester fans do agree. Yeah, I predicted them in 8th and they finished in fifth, a really decent season for Leicester City. Seventh, sorry, I went for Arsenal. I believe they actually finished in eighth. So yeah, not too of a bad prediction. Yeah, but Arsenal just one of them. Well, yeah, nothing much to say about Arsenal. I think it's mostly about Arteta's football more than anything. It's kind of obviously it's definitely not the same as Wenger's football, and just like Fergie, Arsenal's gone big downhill since Wenger have left. Pepe were getting some of the goals, of course. Emil Smith Rowe and Saka, they have them kind of like youthy players, while like dragging Arsenal along, and they definitely got potential to be quite a decent team again, to be at least in the Europa League, but. We actually finished eighth. I beat them in seventh. Sixth I went for was Wolves. Yeah, they finished quite low down. Finished towards about 13th. So yeah, of course they had a massive problem with Raúl Jimenez, which completely dragged Wolves downhill. It's a really bad injury that fracture in his skull, and of course he might be playing the rest of his career with a head harness on his head. So yeah, it's just a annoying season for Wolves fans. Of course, Nuno obviously is also going to be leaving at end of the season. So I won't be surprised if Wolves be struggling to even stay in this league next season. But I predict them high just because of the decent football what Wolves tend to play with like a Portuguese style. But yeah, you just couldn't really see that quality this season. I predict them sixth. They actually finished 13th, so quite a disappointing season for Wolverhampton Wanderers. Fifth I went for was Spurs. Of course, they typical bottlers. They actually finished in seventh and got qualification for Conference League. Yeah, not too bad prediction. It was a yellow at least. Spurs they did have a lot of potential with Harry Kane and Son, who kept on combined scale and scoring. And also Gareth Bale on the team. They kind of like changed stuff as well. You don't really play Gareth Bale as such, but Spurs did go downhill, of course, with Jose Mourinho getting sacked for that whole Super League business. So it kind of like damaged Spurs a bit with the Super League and everything was going on, and with Ryan Mason in charge. I don't know who we're gonna have next season. To battle for like the Europa League or the top four again. But this season, yeah, that's not a bad season. I believed them in fifth. They actually finished seventh, so not too bad. Fourth, I went for was Manchester United. Of course, they actually finished in second. A really decent season, especially for Bruno Fernandes, who completely changed the team once again, as you saw sparks of it last season. Of course, I got Edison Cavani in, and also Mason Greenwood had quite a successful season towards the end. So not too bad season for Man United fans, apart from Gauza still being at the club. So I believe them fourth, they actually finished second. So yeah, I still believe them to finish in the top four, obviously. Third, I went for was Chelsea. Of course, I did start the season with Frank Lampard, and yeah, it kind of working for Chelsea, but they kind of went a bit downhill, and of course sacked him. And since when Tuchel took charge, they've been really successful getting into the final of the Champions League and also the FA Cup. So Chelsea got a lot of potential with Tuchel, I think, in charge, and I won't be surprised if they actually challenge for the title next season with Liverpool and Man City. I predict them in third. They actually finish in fourth. So yeah, not a too bad prediction. Second place I went for was Liverpool. They actually only just finished in fourth. Yeah, who would have known that as their goalkeeper Alisson Baker would score the win and secure their Champions League football against West Brom. Yeah, that's how it happened. They only just got a Champions League towards the end of the season. I predicted them in second, and they finished fourth, so not a too bad prediction. And then in first, my only correct prediction was Manchester City to win the title. I did say they had a lot of potential with Phil Foden and Jesus, who will be getting even more better. And you did see them sparks this season. Them two together, it was absolutely stunning to watch. And of course, with other players like Cancelo, Goodwan, who had a decent season, obviously De Bruyne, Real Madrid, all of them had a really good season. And Pep Guardiola's football is so exciting to watch. And they also, of course, got into the final of the Champions League. So a really successful season for Man City, and I predicted them right in first place. So thank you very much for watching. Make sure you do subscribe to the channel. Also, I want to clarify that in the next few months' time, I'll be doing a kit ranking series where I do react to all the Premier League home and away kits, which will be coming up in a few months' time when all the Premier League kits are out. Obviously, I'll be doing a table prediction for next season, and also I'll be doing my score prediction series for next season. So please keep it in tune and please keep subscribed for when videos to come out. Anyway, that's it, guys. I've been Eaton. Yeah, see you in a few months' time. Ta-ra for now.